That attempt was pathetic. You'll see via the video length. You'll know why that was total BS. Anyway, I thought attempt 8 would be the one because you know, Agent 8. Anyway, it's going to be another 37 attempts until I can actually get it. At the very least, we didn't get the whole if you die early on, if you game over early on, you get no membucks thing. Splash damage sounds really good. This I want. Like seriously, that splat bomb shouldn't have gotten me. We're doing shelterless, wide open floor. And we have hindrance damage, which means any enemies covered in our ink. This is the exact same floor we started attempt 8 on. Basically, with portals, you want to make sure you have an opening to attack the portal, because enemies will gang up on you. And just one nudge from a battering lento or a marching Adente will be enough to basically put you into critical stasis. I'm not kidding when I say that. One nudge is enough to put you in danger. Which is probably why they made it, they probably made it that way as a means to use that one hack. And I'm just wondering, why not just make it a chip? If you had like defense chips, maybe I would understand, but seriously. And for a hard floor, what you're really worried about with hard floor portals is basically the enemies that spawn from it, and the floor you're on. Ah, dang. I want these two, but this is... I'm gonna take this because for portals, you want splash radius. This basically increases the radius of explosions, including specials. So if you have a booyah bomb, that thing is going to cover a lot. Like, you can turn something into what is essentially a warhead. Yeah, it's like the explosions are that huge. Sometimes the splat bombs can create a bit of knockback, and for panicking Yalamambos, like any sort of knockback also slows them down a bit. So yeah. Oop. What? The Accelerando helped me! I'm recording that. Like it got knocked back by the Accelerando! At the cost of increasing my range, I'm going to interrupt this, interrupt the line of orange with a blue. Squid attack is really good to have for for portals, but you really need an opening for it. And guess what? It's a spectrum floor, which means your entire palette for one floor is boosted. Like, it gives you, it's like a completely full. And here's what happens if you should hit A on any of the chips. Supposedly, if you played it fast enough, it's ebb and flow. Yeah. It's a nice little Easter egg. I didn't even realize that until when I was doing research for it. And as you can tell, the homing shots are really, really good. You can fire multiple subs in a row. Uh-oh. Good thing I got knockback. Nope. There we go. That got dicey, but I did it. So yeah. Oh, that's good. That's really good to have. Explosion knockback's also good to have. Tempting, but I want this. Our palette was purple for a bit. That's because of the increase you get from the from those floors. But now it's gone back to orange. Orange is going to be our main palette up until we get another. We get like a second most abundant chip, or we just or we end up with. Yep, it was big enough to even touch one of the pufferfish, and that's splash radius. It was able to get the box from that far away. That's how good that chip is. Look how big that explosion gets. Oh, that is really good to have. Tempting, but I want to increase that lucky bomb drop. So now I'm going to have yellow as the accent or yellow as the main. Depending on last chip. Yep, it's yellow as the accent. That is something I really like about this. It makes your ink color dynamic. Like, you don't know what's going to be your final ink color until the final floor. Where it's all dependent on what chip you tend to have favored the most during the run. And the panicking Alamombos, they are based on sunfish. Alamombos, of course, is a musical term. It's a very easy musical term to understand. A lot of the gelatins you will face, aside from Marina and Overlorder, are musical terms, and I'm pretty sure the names are Italian. I could be wrong though. Yeah. We're only on floor 5. Ugh, now we're just purple, apparently. Homing shots, that sounds good. I want explosion knockback. Like, during my successful attempt at, or my successful run at 8's palette, it was knockback chips that I favored the most, simply because, and it's another one of these floors. This time it's mobility. Yep. Watch, even moving, it's charging the special meter really fast. That was quick. 12 seconds. Okay, mobile drone gauge, not really useful. These two aren't useful, so I'm gonna have to take the canned special drop. So that means yellow is now my main color. So I didn't even notice this from the trailer alone, and I do like this idea. So there is going to be one special, or one sub that we're going to get for this floor for a separate run. I can't remember what palette has it at the start. But what matters is that it allows us to basically keep exploding that pufferfish. And that is a really good strategy. That is like a really good thing to have because it automates the process of fighting these things right here. Drizzling Capriosos. They are the most annoying gelatin to fight. And I took that one out by squid roll because I could. And as you can see here, those lucky bomb drops were coming in real handy. Okay. Oh, I don't want drones. They're not going to be as useful with no hacks turned on. Like, drones are the ones that you have to turn on hacks just to get the best use out of them, and that goes against the spirit of the Hackless challenge. Ay. Fine, we'll get Splat Bomb. Like, there can be some really good stuff, but I really wish that you would have had access to every single drone ship without needing to turn on any hacks, and you just only, like, they just made it so that way you can, like, get good use out of drone even with hacks turned off. Which is why I'm trying to decide how do I want to make drone hacks only 8 palette interesting to cap off the series. This will be a piecemeal series. I'm going to say this right now. I've attempted this series 3 times at this point, and I want to actually get it done. I've been practicing other weapons, and I actually succeeded a run with one of the weapons, the brush. And it freaking bums me out because I'm like, of course I get this one without recording it, but I can't seem to get one when I'm on camera. Yeah, sure, let's go. Might as well get some extra membucks because I have this floor down to a science. Don't move in swim form. If a challenge doesn't seem worth it, don't do it. So yeah. Like, if you can't move in swim form, try moving with Pearl instead. Ugh. Yeah. I'm definitely not getting max at this rate, but at this point, I don't really care. Like, you don't need max to even... It's not a requirement to clear. As you can see there, now you know why I say if you can't do it, don't do it. Because if it's not worth it, then then just save your run and just disable the bonus immediately. Ugh. And rigorous floors, especially portals, will have the highest output for gelatins. Because even when you have an opening, you kind of have to be quick on it, because there will be a point where, like, you will see it start to spawn enemies, and if you're able to blow it up, well, you can just basically stop it right then and there. Now we're on the easy mode variant of the boss. There are 2 different types of bosses, an easy mode and a hard mode. And depending on which floor you're on, depends on how hard the boss is. Now we're on layered rotator floor. This is Asynchronous Rondo. Title drop, please. Your target with Asynchronous Rondo is, of course, well, the gelatin weak points. You see just hanging out on the opposite side of the searchlight. On the searchlight, well, the Rondo will fire something at you. Hope to get whatever's on the screen. As you can tell, it's a toxic mist. It can change at certain points. Sometimes I feel it changes more in floor 10 than it does in 20, which I don't know what happens there. Yeah, you saw right there, one hit from those things, that's enough to put you in critical stasis. And the only reason why Toxic Mist would be dangerous is basically you don't want to get hit. You don't want to be stuck in Toxic Mist when you are in critical stasis. So, yeah. Attack the upper targets if you can. And if it does something you don't want to be caught in, or if you don't really have enough time to basically get out of the searchlight, go underneath it. It will raise itself, however, it will fire shockwaves as far as the floor will go. It's doing splat bombs. And yeah, it will smoke for a bit, be paralyzed for a bit, so take advantage and shoot any weak points down as much as you can. Don't get caught by the shockwaves. There are a lot of bosses that have shockwaves in this game. In this game and such, elusive bounder and such. Just like there's like shockwaves everywhere. And now it's doing this. I'd say the laser attack is, well, the most dangerous when it's like got the when it's like down to one layer. And there we go. Layer rotator is down. You can take it down much sooner if you had triple ink strike, or depending on how many hacks you have. But triple ink strike just tears this boss apart. Simply put, if you can get any of its weak points, it will do some significant damage to it. Yeah. This is going to be my last attempt before I call it for the day, simply because I have friends to get back to, and most of my day is taken up by doing other things. Why couldn't those floors have shown up on a non-vending machine choice? And watch, it's gonna give me a drone chip to spite me. Nope, I got something better. I'm gonna want this. Increase that splash radius. And make my shots a bit more precise. That'll be good. Now, to get the badges for each of the chips, you have to complete research on every single chip. You don't have to collect 5 of every chip in one run. You just have to collect 5 of one type of chip at least per run. You don't even have to finish the run. You just have to collect that 5th chip, and it counts as the research being done. Main damage close. That sounds pretty good. You know what? Sure. Let's take it. Let's take some red chips for once. Now that we have 4 splash radius chips, look at this. Yeah! Brutal. That's what I love about stacking certain chips. Like, if you can get a chip you want stacked enough, you can basically make it a very, very yes, thank you, phone. You can make it a very, very worthwhile addition to your to your palette. Oh no, you don't. It's going in the thing whether you like it or not. I just let my guard down and I just noticed I just got a face full of battering a dente. I do have drone chips at least, but ceaseless open floor, let's get it. Being able to recover yourself with armor is always really good, because if you're in critical stasis and you pick up armor, that's an instant recovery. Of course, it had to be this floor. Now the first floors were more factory and museum-like. These floors are more indoor pool and aquarium-like. In fact, they're my favorite in terms of aesthetics. I just really like it. like, I feel like I'm in the minority for preferring summer. Like, everyone's always like, oh, winter is just so much better. But the moment winter hit, those people get really silent because they realize winter is worse. Because, like, with summer, at the very least, you can go out and do things. You don't have to get much. Winter, you have to, like, dress yourself up to the nines in winter clothing. And even then, it's still a pain to go anywhere. I get it, seasons are subjective. And I know things can get really blistering hot. But I'd rather be sweltering than freezing. I'm not a winter person. As you no doubt tell. It's just more so, I prefer more sunny days and such, but even then, I will admit it does get quite hot. Anyway, ink recovery rate sounds really good. We do have squid attack. Let's see. Rush attack. Yeah. This sounds good. You know what? I want this. Like, getting any of those chips, like, you can basically increase your damage output with squid attack. Destroy the portals. Now, on later floors, portals do get a bit more aggressive with the enemy spawn rate. I think you can also increase the knockback with squid attack. And as you can see, those lucky bombs came in real handy. And this squid attack, basically it does a good amount of damage, and as you saw right there, it almost reached the second portal. Basically, like, I don't know what calls for the spawn rate aside from basically trying to punish the player from getting too comfortable. So, yeah. Ugh. But you want to... Don't get complacent. Just, if you see an opening, take it. And there you go. Rush attack. Yeah, no, not doing a danger floor with that. Unreasonable shelter list. You know what? I've done this floor many times. Might as well give it another attempt. I feel the lucky drop on this floor is always generous, like no matter how much I take it on. So yeah. Once again, a moment to talk about, well, Agent 4's palette. I'll take a moment. So yeah, this particular floor, you want to try to... Oh no! Oh no, you are not sneaking up on me. You're not sneaking up on me today. And there we go. In fact, it even touched a bit of the lower portal, too. Apologize if I do get a bit silent. Like, the bigger blast radius will also hit other portals if they are close enough. And having a lot of special can drop, like, you see how many enemies were spawning from that floor? You know why I say use Trizuka as a shoving tool. So, yeah. You put this on a danger floor? Really? Yeah, sorry, disc piece drop. Like, getting a disc piece drop is really worth it, but not worth the danger floor. So... Force Palette is based off the very first... is based off the protagonists of the previous two games. You get a basic weapon, you get a basic sub, you get a basic special. As simple as that. It's not even the weapon you start off with for this DLC. that is Pearl's palette, the dualies. In this particular, the reason why I'm choosing to start with this one is because, well, start with the splatter shot. It makes sense thematically. And yeah. Nope. So, another thing you can do is use your specials on the turbine towers. There are 2 points on the turbine towers. You can shoot the bottom or shoot the top. The bottommost one is easier to aim at because it's much bigger by comparison. But you can also shoot the top one. I do recommend using, like, if you have Trizuka, use your special on it when it's, like, at a checkpoint. Because it needs a certain amount of ink for it to move. And for this part, this one is probably the most manageable final checkpoint. Simply because you have 2 perches, you can just perch jump. And then just have the gelatins try to change course and move towards your location and such. Resulting in what you see there. I don't think that's worth the splash damage. I never have a consistently good run on this floor. If I see splash damage on a different floor, as long as it's not Cruel Sisyphean 8 floor, that's another floor we're deliberately avoiding for this challenge. Well, oh good! I get to play Crash Bandicoot music. Now the objective when it's dark, in darkness, will always glow in the dark. So as such, you will get to see the 8 balls will glow in the dark. And I hope you don't mind me putting Crash Bandicoot music over this. Like, at the very least, it's a darkness. At the very least, it's darkness, though. Sometimes I do like seeing certain environments in the dark. I don't know why. Though at the same time, though again, I said sometimes, there are points where I don't like it. But I need to get an opening, and it's going to be difficult to do in the dark. Come on, come on. And there we go. Now that we got the clear gem for fumbling in the dark, we just need to... Oh, wait. We're not playing Crash Bandicoot. I can do this floor, no problem. I want to go to the vending machine floor, but I guess I'm gonna have to not take advantage of squid roll damage. Anywho. But the reason why they don't exactly have a particular face icon for Agent 4 is because Agent 4's appearance can take many forms, and there's not exactly one that's properly canon. At least not to the games. What matters is what the game shows you. So yeah, taking that poison ink is going to help a lot. Of course. You had to make me make a choice. I want this, but I want this. If I can get a bunch of main firing speed up, you can turn your weapon into a weapon that melts things. Of course, it had to be this floor where the main firing speed up is on. And it's always this floor that gives me trouble. Even the easy floor gives me trouble. Because guess what enemy, besides the drizzling Caprioso, shows its ugly rear here? Yep, it's a spawning Accordo. These guys spawn these the homing arpeggios. Sometimes the arpeggios may show up by themselves or are even part of a danger floor condition. Sometimes there will be an enemy on a floor that can rear their ugly head and make things an absolute train wreck for you. Ugh. No, you don't. No. Oh, fortunately the poison ink worked. Now we're up against the hard mode boss. And I never get an easy feeling in my stomach whenever I'm against the hard mode boss. So yeah. Now there are hacks to reveal the bosses per run. But again, we're doing a hackless challenge. We cannot use any hacks. And unfortunately it's the hard mode variation of Pinky Marshall. I'm assuming it's pronounced Marshall. I'll put the real pronunciation and maybe you'll know for next time. Every time you start this boss... Oh! It did not start with the, four splat bombs. Hard mode starts it off with 4 splat bombs should you get too close. Like that. And easy mode starts off with just the 1. In fact, it's doing this attack a lot. If you want to stop this attack, you're going to have to bump it into one of the bumpers. Sometimes it will even do a spin dash, of course, because the game does not like my guts or me trying to even complete this challenge for 1 weapon. So yeah, it will, if it gets the moment to spin dash, sometimes it will take the opportunity to even take a second run with the spin dash. And if it should hit a bumper, yes, it too will spawn enemies like so. And I think it will be your first encountering of arpeggios, assuming a danger floor wasn't the encounter beforehand. And no, get away. Get away. Thank you, Pearl. Pearl can really work her stuff if you have a bunch of drone ships turned on. I'm not kidding. No, you don't. Somehow my ink strike missed, but might as well take one of these because I need it. But yeah, anytime it hits one of those bumpers, it will lay a shockwave upon touching the ground and it will spawn some enemies. You want to use it as a means to stop the lasers, because when it does the lasers, well, in this particular form, it's the most dangerous. Simply because there's a lot of missiles, there's a lot of lasers that it can fire. Its spin dashes are the fastest, and it can do multiple rounds of it. In fact, it's doing the lasers right now. Yay. Yeah, the smaller it gets, the more agile it is. And please be mindful of the accelerandos in this boss fight. If you let a loose one escape your vision and you're not careful, you're not watching your back at all times, well, guess what? You just gave them an invitation to sneak attack you. In fact, it's doing the spin dash right now. And this is what I mean by it being the most dangerous in this state. It will do multiple passes. And in hard mode, specifically, it will fire, it will leave behind suction bombs in its wake. Those suction bombs, and it's doing the lasers, of course. Why wouldn't it? Why else wouldn't it do the lasers? Fortunately, it can stop after a while, but at the same time, no matter how many times I do this boss, I still don't like it. I'm acting like I'm on death's doorstep, like I'm still in critical stasis, but here I am still with my armor. Which is not going to last long, mind you. I've taken a lot of damage. I would have liked it if that bomb was enough. Nope. And there we go. There we freaking go. Let's carry a weapon. A super weapon while holding the key. Oh, that's another one down. Oy. Ink damage sounds good. I'm gonna want to check out the vending machine. Even if I could continue to have a shoving tool, I'd be lucky if another special showed up which gave me a explosive option. No, but it... Yes! Yes! Now I essentially have 8's palette without the restriction. I have the Rakoha. I mean the triple inks. Triple splashdown. Swim speed up does sound good for getaways. Ink drenched gateway floor. Let's get it. I think red's become the accent color. I'm not sure. But now, because I have splash radius on hand, yeah. Oof. Sometimes these Alamambos will leave behind splat bombs, on their way. And sometimes you have to debate, is this really easy mode if there's a lot of enemies spawning? They want to account for how many chips you have at this point. This particular floor... Come on! You know what, might as well just clear the floor. You see how much that was? In fact, you see wait, did I actually get them from that far away? Splash radius is freaking busted. In fact, I got another one. Yeah, no, not worth it. We're doing a danger floor. I want to increase that splash radius simply because of the weapon or the special I have. Probably at the end of the series I'll talk about these specials that are... Oh, good! It's more Crash Bandicoot! Unfortunately, it's this floor, which always has the most gelatins to deal with. And I have to find the ball. This is bad, this is bad. How? How did that get me? I was literally, like, outside of its... I just wanted to clear this 2 runs ago. See you for attempt 10.